Today, me and Tom are going to talk you through just how easy it is to roll your own boilies. The reason we actually roll our own bait is because we like to know exactly what the fish are eating. We want to know what's going in, we want to know it's good quality ingredients. We believe this gives us an edge over the wranglers, and we also quite enjoy the process. So first things first, what do we actually need? So your absolute fundamentals, a mixing bowl. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, that one. And then also something to boil your bait in. So we do like to use this big boy here, but alternatively, if it's just your first time and you don't need to fork out just yet, you'd easily get away with using something that's already in the kitchen. On top of the fundamentals, these are a few other bits that we'd also highly recommend. It just makes your life so much easier. So first we've got our Boilie Gun. This just makes them all nice and uniform. Makes them all obviously the same size, and it just makes your job easier when it comes to rolling them across the tray. I would highly recommend investing in a good one of these. We've tried cheaper ones and they just kept getting stuck, or kept breaking actually. I think this one cost us around the £25, £30 mark, so it's not going to break the bank, but I would highly recommend getting something a bit better quality. And then secondly, we have our rolling trays. So split into two halves, dead straight forward, that literally just goes on top. So we've gone for an 18mm, but obviously these come in all different sizes. Just makes your boilies really nice and uniform, and obviously how much easier is that than rolling them yourself. And one final thing, when it comes to drying your bait, a tray, something like this is just an old fruit and veg basket tray, will be perfect. Just something that's nice and airy and just dry the bait from all angles. Today we are going to be focusing on the Tropaminamino-Fishmeal Basemix. All these base mixes do need is eggs, but for those who like to put their creative spin on things, this is also where you would add your liquids and your flavourings. For that reason, to show you how to do it, today we are going to be adding a little bit of Scopex Concentrate, a little bit of Tuna Hydro, and then also, just so these boilies become shelf life, we're going to be adding some bait preserve too. So first in goes the eggs. With this mix, the recommended amount of eggs for optimal binding is 9. However, we have chosen to just use 7 on this occasion as we are adding extra liquids. As you can see here, we are adding 3ml of Scopex Concentrate. We're also going to add 50ml of Tuna Hydro and 50ml of bait preserve. As sort of a general rule, your eggs are about 50ml, so whatever you are adding in liquids, you want to take out in your eggs. So once you've mixed your liquids thoroughly, it's then time to start adding the base mix. We want to do it this way round so that you have full control over the consistency, and to also ensure even binding and hydration. This will also mean that all of the mix is absorbed into the liquids properly, and you'll get a nice, smooth, workable dough. So you're just going to keep on adding your base mix a little bit at a time, mixing as you go. Once the paste starts to firm up and come together, it's then time to get your hands in and work it into a smooth, even dough. Once the mix comes together, we're then going to roll it into a big, smooth ball. Let it rest for a few minutes. This gives the liquids time to fully absorb and the dough to firm up before rolling. It's the perfect time to put the kettle on and make yourself a cup of tea. After resting, the dough should feel firm and well set, not sticky. It should hold together easily and be ready to roll without clinging to your hands. Now divide the dough into equal sections and roll each one into a sausage shape. This makes it easier to load into your boilie gun and keeps everything neat and consistent. We have found splitting into 4 sections works really well for 1 kilogram of base mix. Next, we are going to take a section of the dough and load it into the Boilie Gun. Make sure the lid is screwed on nice and tight, and then placing the gun over the rolling tray, start pulling the trigger until you see the paste come out of the end. Here it is pretty straightforward. You just want to keep on going until you reach the other side of the rolling tray, and then you can use the end of the gun to just slice the paste off the end. Put the two sections of the rolling tray together and start rolling, just using a backwards and forth motion. You should then end up with some nice uniform boilies, which I then just place onto a tray. Repeat this process until you've rolled all of your sections. At this point you might also want to save some of your paste to mould around your hook base. Once all your rolling is finished, the next step is to bring a pan to the boil. For 18mm boilies, we like to set the timer for 1 minute 30 seconds. All we are trying to do here is put a skin onto the bait. For smaller boilies, we would recommend a shorter boiling time, and vice versa for a longer boiling time for larger boilies. So this is how they turned out straight after boiling. We are then just going to leave them in the tray for a minimum of 24 hours. We like to air dry ours for at least sort of 48 hours. So guys, look how amazing the finished product is. They've turned out absolutely spot on. They are a good colour, the texture nice and firm, perfect for using a throwing stick or a catapult, and then at the same time, look at that for breakage. You'll have no issue getting a bait and needle or anything through there. Just look at how fantastic they look. Not to mention, they smell fishy. Yeah, I'm so pleased with them. Don't throw away your bag, because they actually have a really handy resealable seal on them, so you can store your bait back in there, whether they are going to go in the freezer or you have made them shelf life. Just over 1.5. How great is that? So for our 1 kilogram of Tropaminamino base mix, we've ended up with just over 1.5 kilograms of finished boilies. I am so chuffed with that. But no, the real reason we wanted to do this video is to hopefully give you guys an insight into just how easy it is to roll your own bait, and I promise you it's even more rewarding when you catch off them, which I'm off to go and do now.